on this same issue of persuasion, as I work with these highly technical people in a presentation seminar, I've discovered two things, no great surprise. One is you need to use the logical structure of persuasion that says, in effect, here's the need or the problem or the goal, here's my solution, and here's the benefit or the ROI it's going to produce. Even once you get them to do that, so many technical people, by their very nature, and not all of them, of course, but many by their very nature, are concerned with precision and the detail, and they're not dramatic or they're not emotional. And I've found them again and again. First, they drag the audience through an over-detailed explanation of the problem, and then they'll click, and the visual changes on the screen, but you'd hardly know that it changed because it looks so much like the previous one. Now here's a new visual explaining the solution, but it too is full of way too much information. And not only the visual doesn't change, their manner doesn't change. And so first, operating in a very narrow bandwidth, first they drag me through in almost a monotone, this over-detailed explanation of the problem, and then without changing tone of voice or without displaying any emotion or excitement about the great idea they have, they now start explaining in excruciating detail the characteristics of the solution. And so one of the things I work with them on is transitioning from the problem to the solution with a certain amount of drama. If this is the problem and you've got a good solution for it, you should act like I've got some good news. You can do it with something as simple as a rhetorical question, I tell them, so that after spending a few minutes on the problem, why don't you look to your audience and say, so that's what we've been living with. What are we going to do about that? Is there a better way? And I tell them, and then pause for about 2 seconds and say, well, fortunately, there is a better way, and here it is, click, and now let the screen fill with maybe 2 or 3 words that kind of announce your solution. And so I've worked with them on the difference between announcing a solution and explaining it. Of course you want to explain it, but first announce it. Because the announcement, by its very nature, is dramatic and interesting and exciting, and the screen might have 3 or 4 words on it. The solution is we should install the HAL 2013 computer. And I just want those 4 words up on the screen.
The headline is critical, whether it's announcing change in topic, a headline on a visual aid, or even the subject line of an email that gets sent.